There are places on Earth that don't feel real. Places where the line between myth and nature blurs into something utterly magical. And then there's Ha Long Bay, where the sky melts into emerald water, and ancient limestone giants rise from the sea like time itself is trying to speak. I didn't believe in fairy tales until I went to Ha Long. It began on a soft, overcast morning. The road from Hanoi had been long and winding, but as we drew closer, a hush fell over the van. Even the most talkative travelers were suddenly quiet. Outside the window, mountains dipped into mist. Fishermen in wide-brimmed hats rowed across placid waters. And then, a horizon of stone towers, rising like a forest, turned to rock. Ha Long Bay doesn't announce itself. It emerges, as if summoned by your imagination. The boat rocked gently beneath our feet as we boarded, its wood faded by salt and sun. A few seagulls circled above, their cries echoing faintly off the cliffs. Our guide, a smiling man named Tuan, simply said, "Welcome to the Dragon's Kingdom." The name Ha Long means descending dragon. And like everything in Vietnam, it has a story, one that's been whispered through generations. Long ago, invaders came by sea, threatening the peace of the land. The Jade Emperor sent dragons down to help the Vietnamese people. These dragons breathed out jewels and jade, which turned into islands, blocking the enemy ships and saving the country. The dragons never left. They found the bay so beautiful that they stayed, lying down across the sea. Their bodies became the 1,969 limestone islands that dot the bay, each one covered in green, like scales sleeping beneath the sky. Tuan leaned over the rail and pointed to a pair of tiny rocky peaks. "See those two? That's Hon Ga Choi, the fighting cocks, lovers locked in eternal dance." I stared, and sure enough, the rocks did look like two roosters sparring midair. We cruised deeper into the bay, the engine low, the air sweet with salt and seaweed. Everywhere we looked, there were islands, some large, with cliffs hundreds of feet tall, others barely the size of a garden. Some had caves that looked like mouths. Some had beaches no bigger than a dinner table. Some had trees clinging impossibly to sheer rock, their roots wrapped around stone like old hands. But more than anything, there was silence, the kind that fills you, the kind that makes you feel both very small and very lucky. Every now and then, a hawk circled above, or a lone kayak drifted past, its paddler quiet in awe. The boat glided like a whisper across the jade water, and I kept thinking, this isn't Earth. This is a memory the Earth had. Ha Long is not just beauty on the surface. It hides cathedrals of stone inside its heart. We stopped at Sung Sot Cave, the Cave of Surprises. The entrance was a crack in the cliff, barely noticeable. But inside, it opened into vast chambers, one after another, like nature's opera hall. Stalactites hung like chandeliers. Stalagmites grew like frozen flames. Lights had been carefully placed to reveal the textures: red, gold, silver, casting shadows that danced on the walls. Tuan whispered, "Some say this is where the dragons rest." In the silence of the cave, with the weight of stone above me and the faint sound of water drops below, I almost believed him. Not all magic in Ha Long is stone and sky. Some of it floats. We visited Qua Van, one of the last remaining floating fishing villages. Here, homes sit on rafts. Kids paddle to school. Dogs nap on the edge of blue-painted porches. Laundry flutters in the breeze. We met Lan, a woman in her 60s who has never lived on land. She served us green tea from a tiny kettle and said with a smile, "The sea is my home. She rocks me to sleep." Her husband was nearby, mending nets. A radio played a slow Vietnamese song, and as we drifted away, I watched her wave, a small figure, surrounded by limestone giants and endless water. No postcard could ever capture that moment. That evening, as the sun slipped behind the peaks, the crew prepared a seafood dinner on deck. The air filled with the smell of grilled prawns, ginger, lemongrass. We had fresh squid, caught that morning, steamed clams in broth scented with lime leaves, crispy spring rolls with mint and sweet fish sauce. And the highlight, cha muk, Ha Long's famous hand-pounded squid cakes. Light, crispy, unforgettable. We ate under lantern light, the bay shimmering around us. Someone brought out a guitar. Tuan sang a folk song. And for a moment, the world felt perfect. I woke early the next morning, just before sunrise. I stood alone on the deck, wrapped in a blanket, and watched as the sky slowly lit up. Mist hugged the water. Islands turned from shadows to shapes. And then, without warning, a beam of gold split the sky. The bay woke slowly, gently, like a child stretching after sleep. It was the kind of moment you don't take photos of. You just breathe. Leaving Ha Long Bay felt like waking from a dream. As our boat pulled away, I kept looking back. The cliffs faded into the haze. The villages grew smaller. The water turned from jade to steel blue. But the feeling, that stayed. It's hard to explain what Ha Long does to you. It's not just the views, or the legend, or even the food. It's the way the place speaks to something ancient inside you. A part of you that remembers wonder. For those who seek magic, if you ever find yourself tired of cities, of noise, of things made by hands, come here. Let Ha Long Bay remind you what the world looked like before we tried to control it. Let the dragon cradle you in its arms. Let the sea whisper stories older than time. And as you float between heaven and earth, you'll know. This isn't just a place. It's a miracle. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable journey through Ha Long Bay. If this story stirred your soul even a little, imagine what it feels like to be there. Subscribe to Global Getaways for more hidden wonders of the world. Leave us a comment, share your favorite part, and tell us where you'd like us to take you next. And remember, the world is full of magic if you know where to look. Until next time, keep exploring.